Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another weekly makeup diary. And today I'm gonna show you 7 different looks that I've worn in the past week. And I'm gonna show you what I use, what I think about all of these products, if anything major happened in my collection, and just kind of, give you maybe a little bit of an inspiration of what you can wear. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. In case you're new here, hi, my name's Sasha. I love indie makeup, I love colorful makeup, I love eyeshadows especially, and everything just like fun and colorful. That's exactly what I'm gonna be focusing on in this video, and you're probably gonna see a lot of different projects kind of appearing and disappearing throughout this video as well. Some of these looks will be like very normal, very like what I wear every day, just like easy peasy colorful looks. Some of them are gonna be this graphic and fun. That kind of depends on the day, but right now it's Saturday, so I've had a little bit more time to play. And also I saw this like similar design on Instagram. I'm gonna link the creator, but I just thought it's so much fun and I needed to recreate that. She had different eyeshadows, like different color, and the liners were also different color. I just don't remember what it was. I think it was like blue and yellow or something like that. I'm not completely sure, but it was really pretty. I saw that yesterday and I just wanted to recreate that. But anyways, today I kind of combine a couple different things as always. I have the Winnie the Pooh palette by Colourpop. This is the Sweet as Can Be, and I mixed the shades Macaron and the shade Best Friends in my brows. I think I'm gonna, because like I want to use this palette a couple times for the spring, and it's also in my Shop My Stash for this month, and I've only used it like once I think. But it's, apart from these two matte shades, I don't really enjoy the rest of the eyeshadow. Like I just have better quality elsewhere, so I don't tend to go for them, but at least I can use the browns for my brow, and I hope I'm gonna get some use out of the yellow and these kind of like reddish orange. Also this one is kind of really nice, but I'm gonna have to like figure out a way to use it, because it's just I mean I can use it as eyeshadows, but usually I just want something a little bit more colorful, a little bit more sparkly, a little bit more pigmented than this, but it's still a really cute palette. So that's what I have in my brows, together with the Got2b brow gel. Then I have my Wet n Wild Mega Last eyeshadow primer. This is like the main primer that I use all the time. And let me actually zoom you in for the rest. Maybe. Come on. Okay. Maybe I can. Yeah, like this. So for the actual eyeshadows, I wanted to use my Hella palette by Udensa. This is the Angelica's collab, because also I haven't really touched it, and I think it's in my Shop My Stash for April. But first up, I started. I don't have anything in this art palette. I don't have the original shades in this art palette by Uden's Eye, but I've repressed a couple of my greens from the Merry Christmas palette, because I am nearly out of that palette. Like I only have a couple of shades missing, so I just want to use them up. And I used this shade. This one is called Matcha Cookie or Matcha Cookies, I'm not sure. And it's my Pendos eyeshadows, and I actually have to use this shade up because I've already had a pan in the original palette, so now I have to use the entire shade up. So I have that all over the lid, in the crease, like everywhere that I could, just to get some uses on that. And then I went into the Hella palette, and I've used the shade Rebirth, which is this very light yellowy green. It is so gorgeous, very pastel-y, beautiful. I love this, especially in the inner corner and inner part of the crease, which is exactly where I have it. It just brightens up everything, and it's just so pretty. So that's what I have in this like inner third. And then I have Ouroboros, this deep green in the outer corner. Also, I used the Rebirth on the lower lash line together with the Matcha Cookies. And underneath my brows, I've actually softened up the look with this shade, which is the shade Best Wish, also from Merry Christmas from Uden's Eye. So that's for the matte shades. I think that's all of them, yeah. Then I have my NYX glitter primer. And then for shimmer shades, first up I started with another Pendos eyeshadows that is also a eyeshadow that I have to use up because I've already had a pan, and it's this Franken shade. This is the Neverland shade from Colourpop from Tinkerbell palette, together with the shade Snowflake from Christmas Eve from Uden's Eye. And the dip is getting bigger and bigger every single day. Like, it is really expanding every day, so it makes me very happy. And then I used one of my favorite shades in this entire palette, well, two of my most used and favorite shades of the Hella palette, and it's Fluorescence. I have that in the inner half of the lid. Sorry, like the lid. So Fluorescence, I'm still surprised that I don't have pan in this because I've used it a million times. And then the shade Double-Sided in my inner corner, and I actually did hit a pan today. I wasn't expecting it. I mean, there was a huge dip, but I still wasn't expecting to actually hit a pan. It's super hard to see. I don't think you're gonna be able to see because I tried to take pictures and close-up videos, and I had to really like find the right light source and the right spot to even make this show somehow, because it just didn't want it to. So yeah, there's a baby pan. I mean, I've already used this shade like a million times. This is my most used shade in the entire pad, and I've used this pad over like 50 times. So this one has been used a lot. I'm still surprised that it didn't happen sooner. But yeah, it's my favorite shade. Like, I just really enjoy this one. It's gorgeous. So that's for the eyeshadows. Yeah, I didn't use anything else, right? Let me actually check. Yeah, that's the entire eyeshadow. Then I've used the Glisten Cosmetics and Lindt waterliner palette. And with this one, I used the shade Cringe to do like the deep blue details. And then for the white, I have the Dumb Thing Just Do this huge shade in the middle. That is my most used shade because the white just pops on everything. And yeah, it's just like little stars and little like twirls, waves, I don't know, like these rolls. I don't know how to describe that. It kind of looks like a firework, and I just love that. Yeah, it's just so cute. It's so cute. I love this look, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. Then I also have this a glow waterline pencil. This is the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner Pencil, and as I said, it's in the shade Aglow. Then I have my Rimmel Kind and Free Concealer in the shade 10 Fair. Then there's the Essence slash Princess Full slash Effect Mascara. This one. Essence 8 Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner in the shade 10 Cinnamon Spice. And the Uden's Eye Angelica Halloween lipstick. And this one is the glow one in the shade Radioactive. It's kind of like a lip oil. So that's what I have on the lips. Yeah. And blush and highlighter. So for blush, I've actually used the Pooh palette, and I have the shade Oh Bother, because yesterday or 2 days ago I tried it as a highlighter, and like, it is really pretty, but it's not really sparkly and it has some pigment, so I decided to use it as like a really soft shiny blush, because it has that pinky peachy base and it's slightly shiny. It doesn't really show up too much. Like, it's, if you really watch closely, if you really look closely, like, you can detect that, but it's just, I don't think anybody else would be able to tell that I have a peachy pink blush, but at least I got to use this shade. And as a highlighter, I actually did use the shade Double-Sided from Hella, because it's just really beautiful goldy green with that pink flip, because it does have that like really light yellowy gold going to this light green and shifting to pink. You can't really see that in the inner corner because I have the light yellowy matte underneath there, so like, it doesn't really, it will always show up like that, but on the face I think you can see that it has a bit of that pinkiness as well, and it is just so pretty. Anyways, so this for this look. Let me know what you think about it. I love it. It was kind of hard to do these bottom ones, and especially these two um, stars here, because obviously like it's uneven surface. It's not. It's like different angles, and also like it's. I don't have to explain it, but like I would have to go like this, like the mirror on top, and you know, to not have. I don't even know how you're supposed to draw this, because for me it's comfortable to like rest my hand on my cheek, but then I can't see what I'm doing obviously if I'm drawing these like on the cheekbones and stuff. And also because it's kind of like uneven, if you try to do straight line you will just get like blobs of color all over, and it's kind of like if you think you're doing straight line it's not gonna look straight, so you have to draw it the way that it's gonna look straight, even though the line that you're drawing is actually kind of wonky, because then on the face it looks okay, if that makes sense. So it's really complicated, and yeah, I'm still kind of figuring this whole thing out because I'm not very good at like understanding what to do when I look in the mirror, like where everything goes. I'm still confused at how mirrors work, you know. I don't know why I'm even trying to do makeup. But yeah, let me know what you think about this one, and if you would try something like this. Now, for this first look, today I actually got back from England. I was there from Monday to Friday, which is today. And I only really took my repressed Merry Christmas palette by Oden's Eye. I have it in this Earth mini palette. I kind of have all of the greens there. And then I had my Laguna palette by Glam Shop because it's my project 20 uses, and I think tomorrow it's gonna be the 20 uses, so you've probably already seen that update by now. And then just like a couple little products, so let's just jump right into it. So for eyeshadow primer, I have the Wet n Wild Mega Last Primer, and as a glitter primer, I'm wearing the NYX glitter primer. So those are like two things that I use. For the eyeshadows, I pretty much mostly focused on the Merry Christmas palette that I have repressed in the Earth palette. I've used this shade, which is called Elf Wish. When I was traveling, like on Monday, when I packed this, there was no pan. But since it's repressed and there was very little product in the original palette, it was just like very teeny tiny layer, and now I already have a huge pan, so I think in the next like 10 uses I'm definitely gonna be able to like completely use this one up. I've used this actually like, how many times did I do my makeup? One. Yeah, it was Tuesday, Wednesday, and then today, so 3 times this week. So yeah, I've used 3 times in that span, and today I started with the Elf Wish, then I have Matcha Cookie, which is my Pendos eyeshadows for this month, so I have that all over the lid, kind of everywhere. I also used another Pendos eyeshadows, which I have in my like magnetic palette that I always keep with me and always carry with me, and it's this Gripped shade from the Hello Bean palette by Shroud Cosmetics in collaboration with Hello Bean, or like Betty Bean. And I'm trying to hit the pan here. It has a huge dip, so I hope this month will be the month that it will happen. Let me actually zoom you in. I always forget about it. Maybe like this. Yeah. So that's that one. I also have this, which is Christmas Tree, I believe. It's like a little liner. And then I've used this shade, which is the Jingle Bell. I think it's called Jingle Bell, on my lower lash line, as well as the shade Think from Tinkerbell palette from Colourpop, which is also my Pendos eyeshadows. Well, actually, this one is a Use Up, Project Use Up eyeshadow. I have that in the first half of my lower lash line over the matte shades that I have on the top lid. And I also use this as a base for my shimmer, so I would use this with a setting spray, then I would add the glitter primer and kind of cover this entire shade with other things because I just want to use this one up, okay? So I have this shade, which is the shade Wonderland from Colourpop's Tinkerbell palette, and it's Frankened with the shade Snowflake from Christmas Eve by Udens Eye, which is my Pendos Eyeshadows shade for this month. So I've been, and this one is a project used up since I already made pen. Last update in my Pendos Eyeshadows because I rolled in the shade Neverland, and since these two are mixed together, I kind of have to use them together. So I used that in the second half of the lid, and then I have another of my Pendos eyeshadows, which is this shade. It's from the Blend Bunny and Lindt collection. This one is called Slay. There's only 2 shimmers in that palette, so it's the one on the bottom, in the bottom half. And this one is gorgeous. It's a green, pink, purple, blue. It is stunning. Let me actually like go a little closer. Like, it is such a beautiful sparkly shade. I love this as a topper kind of everywhere. So since I knew I'm not gonna film a review or anything, even though I probably should, I was supposed to finish one video today, but I am so tired and I have to wash my hair and just go to sleep. So yeah, that wasn't really gonna happen. Then from the Laguna palette by Glam Shop, I've used this shade, which is called Coral of It. I had to repress most of these shimmers in this palette because my palette, since it was with me on the bus and everywhere, it fell on the ground, and these shimmers kind of shattered, but it was easy to repan or like repress. But this one has like a little tiny pocket here, and I'm gonna have to do something about that. So that is in my inner corner, and also I have that as a highlighter on my face, so I've used it technically twice. So that's for eyeshadows. Then for the rest of my face, so I have this Udens Eye Softly shade from the Christmas Eve palette. I use this as a brow shade. As you can see, there's quite a nice pan. And with that, I use the Got2b Brow Gel, which I hope I'm gonna finish in the next couple of days. I know I've been saying that for a month, but there's really not enough product anymore. So I hope it's gonna happen soon. Then I have the Chic Glam Chromazone waterline pencil, and this one is in the shade Subliminal. I haven't used this in a while, so I just wanted to, touch it again. Then I have the Rimmel Kind and Free Concealer in the shade 10 Fair. This one is really, really nice concealer. I'm nearly out of it. Like, it is really hard to scrape anything. So that's that. Then I have the Essence / Princess Falls / Effect Mascara. Really nice mascara. Do enjoy it a lot. And then, oh yeah, my lips. That's the only thing. No, blush. So I told you highlighter, but blush is my Frankened gingerbread shade from the Merry Christmas by Udens Eye, and my Essence All About Matte setting powder. So I Frankened it into this beautiful orangey blush. Ignore the fact that there's holes in it. It's just like, because I repressed it with alcohol, there was probably some like air bubbles, and once it dried, it just created this, but that doesn't matter. It works wonderfully. It's a beautiful color. I don't know how well you can see it on the camera, but I just love this shade, and I've been trying to wear it a lot because it's also my Shop My Stash for April. So that is for that. And yeah, the lips. So I have my Essence 8 Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner in the shade Cinnamon Spice, and my Udens Eye and Angelica Halloween lipstick bundle in the shade Radioactive. It's the glow lipstick. I am getting to the bottom of this because I've actually been using it a lot. It's more like a lip oil. So I've been actually using it a lot during my travels. It just gives you like a little bit of shine, but it's a comfortable formula. It wasn't as wonderful in England because obviously there's a lot of wind. I had wonderful weather. On Tuesday when we got there, we were in how's it called? Brighton. That was wonderful, and it was gorgeous weather. Then on Wednesday we were at Leeds Castle and Canterbury. It was slightly windy and kind of cold, not like super cold, but considerably colder than on Tuesday. And then yesterday we were in London. We kind of had like a lot of different sites to visit, and it was so sunny and so warm, like I nearly passed out. So yeah, like pretty good weather. I was like really lucky, and I have so much photos. So if you want me to post them on my Instagram, like as a story, maybe I could do that. Or maybe I'm gonna do like a reel, of memories or something. But yeah, it was so much fun. It was really hard, and like I slept, well, I almost didn't sleep at all. But I have so many fun memories from that trip. And yeah, I think this is everything for the look. So let me know what you think down below, and let's get into the next one. Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly makeup look. Today I've actually been filming with my made up BYOP that was inspired by one picture that I was sent on Instagram. And today what I used is I have the shade Softly in my brow. This is from the Christmas Eve palette by Woden's Eye, as well as the Got to Be brow gel. I have my Wet n Wild Mega Last primer. Then I have this shade which is Nowhere from the Christmas Eve by Woden's Eye as like the liner look. And then I have this shade which is called Friendly from Colourpop. It's a single shadow. Then I have this shade which is called Silvery Dream on the lower lash line, as well as the shade Andromeda from Pheromones. And the Silvery Dream is from the Christmas Eve palette as well. Then I have this shade from Glam Shop. It's from the Mushlinova palette. I don't remember the shade name. I also have this shade which is also from Mushlinova. Both of them are. And the peachy matte one is on in my crease. And then I have also the NYX glitter primer underneath the shimmers. I have my Solmana gel liner in the shade number 13 from Woden's Eye. Essence Lash Princess mascara. I have these two Moon water activated liners from Holograph to create these little flowers. I'm gonna pop up a picture of a close-up look. Then I have my Rimmel Kind & Free concealer in the shade 10 Fair. I have for the second time the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator in the shade Light Medium. I've tried it the second time because last time I tried it, it didn't really work. I think it was a combination of primer and the fact that my skin wasn't exfoliated. Today I haven't used the Wet n Wild primer. Instead, I have my Beauty of Joseon sunscreen, which is a really nice primer, and I've exfoliated my skin 2 days ago when I filmed for the first time with the tinted hydrator. And then my lips, I have the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Free Spirit, and then this Shine lipstick from Woden's Eye in the shade Spectre. This is from the Halloween bundle. I used my Cosmic Brushes Delicious Delights palette for a blush, which is the shade Smoothie and the shade Whipped Cream. I mixed them up together. And then from Pheromones, the Andromeda. This one is on my cheeks, and that's everything that I'm wearing. Let me know what you think about this look, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, so here's another look. And today I just did like a basic green look because I had to be up pretty early, and I just, wanted to be done with everything. But I still love this look. I think it's so pretty, but it's like a very basic green look. I started with the Delicious Delights palette, and I mixed the shade Gingerbread, which is this one. Sorry, my hands are shaking. And then the shade Slushy, and create a brow shade, which I think like works pretty nicely with my hair. Like I don't think it's that much off. So that's brows, and I used my Got to Be brow gel. Then I have the Wet n Wild Mega Last eyeshadow primer, and I'm gonna zoom you in for the eyeshadows. Okay, is that actually focused? Oh, I think it is. So I am still working on the shade Matcha Cookie. This one, which is from the Merry Christmas palette by Woden's Eye. I now have it repressed in the smaller one. But it's the shade Matcha Cookie, which is my Pendos eyeshadows. And for me, the goal is actually to use it up because it already had a pan when I repressed it here. So, yeah, I have to use it up. So I use that all over the lid, all over the crease. And then I have the shade Christmas tree, also from Merry Christmas, in the outer corner to deepen it up. And I also, here, like underneath the brow, I also use this shade, which is called Best Wish, because it's not in any project apart from my the palette. But yeah, it's like I have very little product left, and so I wanted to use it to kind of like clean up the mess. And then lastly, for matte shades, I use the shade Zesty from the Delicious Delight in the inner part of the lid, just to have like a little bit more brightness, and I wanted a little bit more yellowiness there. Then I used my other Pendos eyeshadows, which I also have to use up completely because I already had a pan when I rolled it in to the project, and that's the shade Neverland, frankened with the shade Snowflake. So Neverland is from Colourpop's Tinkerbell palette, and then the shade Snowflake is from Christmas Eve from Udens Eye. So that's frankened in this little pan, and I have that in the second half of the lid. Then in the first half of the lid, I have this shade, which is called Jingle Bell. Jingle Bell. Like, how am I still not done with this one? Because like the pan, or like the level of eyeshadow in the pan, like it is so like at the bottom. I don't understand how come there isn't a pan or anything. Like it just, oh, this shade is immortal. Then in the inner corner, I've used my Winnie the Pooh palette, Sweet as Can Be, from Colourpop, and I've used this shade Make Believe, which is this goldy one. And it's a very pretty shade, but I kind of feel like it wasn't like really sparkly, and also I felt like the shade Jingle Bell also wasn't as sparkly as I would love to. So I also used another Pendos eyeshadows. Come here. Pendos eyeshadows shade, which is the shade Slay from Blend Bunny and Lint's collab palette. So as I said, Slay. I don't know if I have a pan or not, because honestly this shade is kind of, it's like a light seafoamy green that flips to blue, purple, pink. So like all of these kind of look similar to the pan, and or like yeah, like the metal part. So I'm not sure if there's already a pan or not. It's kind of hard to even see the dip, but there is, like, when I touch the shade, there is a huge dip happening. So yeah, I have that mainly in the inner corner, but also slightly like kind of dusted throughout the entire look, because it just gives it that nice sparkly effect that I enjoy. And then since I wanted to have an eyeliner, and I wanted to use a shade that I'm also like nearly out of, and I have such a light layer of, is this shade, which is called Night Sky, and it's from the Christmas Eve palette from Udens Eye as well. So I have that as that like baby eyeliner. How is it still alive? Like, how come I still have this shade? I've used it so much. But yeah, I think that's everything for eyeshadows as far as I remember. With the shimmer shades, I also use the NYX glitter primer, by the way. I always forget to mention it in the right time. Then I have the Essence slash Princess Fall slash mascara. I have the Rimmel Candid Free Concealer in the shade 10 Fair. I was still able to scrape up a bit. Then I have this Colourpop Cream Gel liner in the shade Outer Space, is it? Yes, Outer Space. And then my lips are the Essence It Matte Comfort Lip Liner in the shade Cinnamon Spice. And the Udens Eye and Angelica Nico's Halloween lipstick in the glow version, and it's called Radioactive. So it's just like a very nudish lip, like a nude, slightly brown, which is exactly what I like. I just love this shade on my lips, just so pretty. Then for blush, where's my blush? Oh, here. Kind of blind. So I think I've already mentioned it like a million times, but this is the Franken shade from Merry Christmas. It's called Gingerbread. Together with the Essence All About Matte setting powder. Yeah, I've used a lot of it. I think I'm gonna will I actually do that? I think I should repress it, but maybe I should like use up this part and then repress it. I don't know. It's complicated. And then for blush, for highlighter, first step I used the shade Oh Bother from the Winnie the Pooh palette, and it's a beautiful kind of pinky glitchy shade. It's actually really similar to the chiffon blush that I used to have. This one is just like slightly more, I don't know, nicer. So I have that as a highlighter, but I felt like it's still like missing a little bit of the sparkliness that I want from highlighter. And I just wanted, since the eye look is kind of basic, I wanted like nicer highlight. So I also dipped slightly into the shade Slate, and I just literally used it like only in this area. I just wanted to like give it a little bit more life. So that's a highlighter. Am I forgetting something? I don't think I am. So yeah, that's the entire look today, and I think it's really pretty. Like this is everything I want to wear like on a daily basis if I really don't have time. I feel really happy, and I think it looks really pretty, and it's just like a very comforting color story for me. So that's everything. See you tomorrow. Today I was kind of, playing, having fun, doing whatever. So let me zoom you in and show you what I've used. So I started with my brows. I've used my Nomad Cosmetics Chicago Speak Easy palette, which is my project when to use this palette. I can link that video down below. And I've used the shade Drunken Goat, this one, in my brows. Then I have the Got To Be Brow Gel, which I'm almost out of. Like there's no stopper in there. I already took that one out, and it's just, I'm really trying to get rid of it because I've been using it for a very long time. Then I have the Wet n Wild Mega Last Eyeshadow Primer. I'm getting to the bottom of this one as well. Like it looks like it's full, but it's mostly just air. Because whenever I try to squeeze something, it's so hard to do. And then I kind of mostly used my Delicious Delights palette by Cosmic Beauty. This one is my palette crush of the month, meaning I have to use this palette every single day for at least one of the shades. And today I focused on the purples, so I have this entire purple row except for the shade Gingerbread. I started with the shade Milkshake in the crease, then in the second half of the crease I have Jelly Bean, and I also have these two on my lower lash line, and then I have Charms in the outer part. I have the shade Frosting in the center of the lid. And then I also used the Manifestation palette by V Cosmetics. And I've used the shade I Believe in Me in the outer part of the lid, like over here. And then also the shade I Am Abundance in the inner corner. So, and I think you can see that the shade Frosting has like a green shift there as well. And I'm surprised that I haven't hit a pan because it has such a huge dip. But we're gonna get there soon. I am very sure about that. And by the way, I used NYX Glitter Primer for the shimmer shades. And I have my Rimmel Cardin Free Concealer. I also took the stopper out of this one, so I'm getting to the bottom of this. I have it in the shade Tan Fair, and there's really not much to go on. So yeah, hopefully in the next couple days or weeks, I'm gonna have another concealer done, which I would be very happy, because I've been using this one for quite a while now. I think I have like 270 uses, 280, something like that. Then I have the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect mascara that I'm currently working through. I have my Colourpop cream gel liner in the shade Amethyst Hour in my waterline. Then I used this Glisten Cosmetics and Lindt water activated liner palette, and I kind of did these like lines. I just wanted to draw. Okay, so I have the shade Sound Effect, the darker part of that, here in the first half, Actually, this look or like this shade was kind of inspired by a look I saw a week ago, and then this was just, I don't know, having fun. And for that I used the Maximum Slay shade. It's like a very light seafoamy blue. So that's for the liner. Then I also have these little thingies. These are from Shein, and those are just like a little heart. It's the, how is it called? You can use this for nail art, and I use it on my eyes to just kind of have like a little fun effect there. Then I have my Revolution Fast Base Blush in the shade Peach. This one is a product that I'm trying to, well, I would love to use it up this year, but like, look at how much there's still left. I'm not gonna be able to do that because I've already used it like 100. I think it was my 103rd time using this, and it's not missing too much product, so yeah, I'm not gonna be able to use it up this year, but I want to at least use up half of the product. And then for highlighter, I mixed these two shades from the Chicago palette. So I have the Chicago Fizz and Aviation, and these two together created like a really beautiful purpley shiny highlighter. And oh, my lips. I have Essence 8 Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner in the shade The Perfect Shade. And I was able to scrape up a little bit of the Woodlands Eye and Angelica Nico's Halloween lipstick collection bundle Halloween lipstick, and this one is the Shine one in the shade Spectral. I thought I've already used it up, but today I was able to get like itty bitty bit left, so I decided to use it because it's a really nice shade and it's a really nice formula that I enjoy a lot. But that's it for this lip product. We shall use it no more because there's just no product, and I haven't took the stopper out of this one, but it was really hard to do. Like, I tried it and I wasn't really able to do it. And also, since I always have these lip products in like a little bag inside my backpack, it's kind of like a pencil case kind of, usually these lip products leak if you take out the stopper, so I don't want to risk that. And since I've already used it a million times, I'm just gonna count it as used. Hey guys, so here's the second look with my BYOP. This is how it looks like, in case you forgot. And today I kind of decided to do just like a very basic green and pink look. So I started with the green, and it's the Alter Ego shade from Glam Shop, and it's called Zviezdak. I don't even know if I've written the name correctly, so who knows. So I have that in the whole like first half of the crease. Then in the lower second half of the crease, I have this shade, which is the Zimna Janina from the Mushlinova palette by Glam Shop. And to kind of, blend it out into the brow, I've used this shade, which is the shade Friendly from Colourpop. So that's kind of the matte shades that I'm wearing. I don't have any matte shades on the lower lash line. I just have that all throughout the top part, and I think it looks really nice. It's a really fun look, and I like to mix these colors quite often actually. So that's that. Then on my lid, for the shimmers, by the way, I used my Wet n Wild Mega Last primer and the NYX glitter primer for shimmers. And on the second half of the lid, I have the let me see, Yak Jedwab from the Mushlinova palette by Glam Shop again. And this one is gorgeous. It's a very wet looking iridescent purpley pink shade. Then in the first half of the lid I have the kind of like pinky goldy green version of it, and it's called Organza, also from the Mushlenova. It's a great shade. I think I've used it in the previous look as well, but it's actually like more than a week ago for me, so I'm not fully sure. And then in the inner corner I have the shade Starlit from Makeup Beauty Shop. It's gorgeous, like white based iridescent goldy green. Very beautiful shade, very sparkly, and I love the texture of it. It's a very soft shade. Let me actually maybe zoom you in, even though you've probably already seen it. But yeah, this is like it's such a wonderful shade. And then on the lower lash line I also used the Andromeda by Terramoons, and we definitely have a pan. I wasn't sure in the previous look, but now I'm very sure. It's very obvious that there's a pan. And this one is really incredible because it's like a pink, vibrant, kind of similar to this shade on the lower lash line, but then when I move, it changes into this like very soft, beigey, peachy gold. It's just beautiful, and I love this look. Like, it is so sparkly. That's the thing. Like, this look normally wouldn't really make me that happy if it was just like regular shimmers, but because it's these super sparkly, iridescent, yummy shades, it immediately transforms into the most gorgeous look, even though I'm usually just like I need a little bit more dimension, but the sparkles they're kind of like neutralizing that for me. Then I have this like pastel-y pistachio shade in my waterline. I have the Rimmel Kind and Free concealer. I have my Essence Lash Princess mascara. In case you're wondering about my brows, I've used my Winnie the Pooh palette by Colourpop, and I mixed the two brown shades that are there. I don't remember how they're called, but the two brown mattes, I have them in the in my brows, and they got to be brow gel. Then for my blush, I have this Delicious Delights palette by Cosmic Beauty, and I mixed the shade Smoothie with the shade Whipped Cream to create like a warmer pink blush. And then as a highlighter, I've actually used my Hella palette by Odense. This one is in collaboration with Angelica Nyquist, and this one is my Shop My Stash palette, and I've used the shade Hellfire for the highlight. It's kind of like a very soft pink highlight, so it has a bit of like peachy neutral flip as well. And then on my lips I have this Odense in Tina lipstick from the Legendary Diversa collection, and this one is the Shine one in the shade Endurance. It's kind of like a slightly orangey neutral glossy lip. Hi guys, so here's another daily makeup look, and today I kind of just decided to do this like kind of yellowy pinky purple look because I've been really feeling like it, and it's been very sunny outside today and like really hot. So I used the matte Chicago Speak Easy palette to do my brows. I have the shade The Drunken Goat for that in my brows, and also the Got To Be brow gel. Then I've used my Wet n Wild Mega Last eyeshadow primer, and did I use anything else? No. I'm gonna zoom you in for the eye look, like so. So I actually used my Salmona 2 palette by Odense Eye, and I mixed that with the Delicious Delights by Cosmic Beauty. But what did I use? I actually started with the Delicious Delights. I used the shade, let me flip it over. I've used the shade Buttercream. It is a gorgeous yellow. It's like a very warm, almost orangey yellow. Then I used, so that's in the inner third. Then I have the shade Smoothie, and I have that all over the crease. Then there's the Salmonette palette, and I use the shade Galaxy in the outer corner. This one. Really nice shade. And I think that's everything for the matte shades. So then for shimmers, I started with the NYX Glitter Primer. And then I have these two shimmers, Sunlight and Eternal. Yeah, Eternal. On the lid. But then I felt like it's not really as sparkly as I would want it to be. So I started, I tried to use a bit of the shade Candy Floss in the center of the lid. And it helped a bit, and also I used it like a little bit over here. It did help, but I still felt like I need a little bit more shimmer. So I went into the Beauty Bay Mini Charms palette. And I used the shade Supernova in the second half of the lid. It's this like red pink with a little bit of like orangey peach. And then I also used the shade Infinity, which is this orangey one, in the inner like half. And since this is my Project Pan palette, or like one of my Project Pan palettes, I felt like it's a good idea. And then I also used the Centaur shade from the Salmonette palette, which is the shade Starry Sky, and I have that in the inner corner. So that's what I used. And then I have the Revolution Streamline Eyeliner in the shade Yellow in the waterline. I have my Rimmel Kind & Free Concealer in the shade Tan Fair. I have the Essence Lash Princess Mascara. Then for blush and highlighter, blush is actually my Frankened shade from the Christmas Eve palette, sorry, Merry Christmas palette, and it's the shade Gingerbread, and I Frankened it with the Essence All About Matte setting powder. And it's also like my Shop My Stash blush for this month. So I use that as a blush. And as a highlighter, I actually went in with this shade called Gin Ricky from the Chicago Speakeasy palette. It's a beautiful kind of like goldy pink, so I felt like it would really fit with this look. And I, for my lips, I have the Essence 8 Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner in the shade The Perfect Shade, and the Essence Jelly Lipstick from the Harley Quinn collection, and this one is the Gotham Glam shade. It's kind of like a pinky peachy. It's the shade number 2. And that is everything that I'm wearing today. Let me know what you think about this look, but I think it's really pretty. I didn't have that much time today, and also like I was kind of, thinking about other things. But yeah, I really like this one, and I've been enjoying looks like this lately. Like every single spring and summer, that's just kind of what I go for, and it's one of my like everyday looks that I like to do. So you're probably gonna see a little bit more of these in the future. But that's everything for this look, and I think that's everything for this video as well. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll be very happy to read your comments down below. Definitely vote down which look was your favorite, and have a wonderful day, and I'll be super happy to see you tomorrow with another look.